So recently, in the last Nintendo Direct, they announced that they were gonna do a lot more Smash characters, or at least more. And I'm gonna try to make predictions of those characters, who I'm gonna think about who I think that would come to the game. Like it's just my opinion basically. Like they're basically what I feel the characters that could be like DLC characters. And I mean, a lot of it is based off like fan requests and characters that like make sense for my point of view. But some of them, I guess, are kind of like bold predictions and wish list. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's just what I feel happens and my opinion. And I mean, feel free to tell me why it won't happen or anything. But yeah, it's just my opinion. So let's start with like I've got some like PlayStation icons that I've listed here. And I'm not really like a big PlayStation fan or anything, but I feel like those are like one of the few icons that are missing, because like we've got like Banjo and Kazooie now, and Pac-Man, Mega Man, Mario, Mr. Game & Watch, Duck Hunt. Like we've got a lot of like gaming icons right now, like Ken, and yeah. So I feel like a few of like the PlayStation ones are kind of missing, which most importantly is Crash Bandicoot. Like I feel like it could really happen, considering we got Banjo and Kazooie in Smash, and yeah, that it seems like it makes a lot of sense. And then also I've got Lara Croft, which I don't hear many people talk about. So I guess from like a fan perspective kind of thing, it probably won't happen. But I feel like she's a lot more iconic than Crash Bandicoot. Like basically what she has done for like gaming history, for like gaming in general. Like she's like one of the few like female gaming icons, and I feel like she's really like missing. Like it really feels like she belongs in such a video game that like celebrates gaming history, you know. So to me, it makes a lot of sense, and yeah, I just hope it happens. But yeah, like I said, there's not a lot of fan requests, so maybe I'm not feeling great for it, but I'm predicting it. I'm like feeling that it could happen. Just to clarify, I've got like 14 characters that I've written down. So you know, not every character is gonna happen, of course. Probably like 0 of the ones I'm predicting, because nothing that you predict is gonna happen. But it's just fun to speculate, and it's gonna be really fun when I predict something that's right. Like out of the 14 characters, like I think we've got one more character for the fighter pass, of course. And I think they're gonna do a second pass, which is 5 more characters, so that's 6 in total. And then I also feel that they're gonna do a bunch of Echo Fighters. I mean, they introduced the Echo Fighter thing, and they're not really that much Echo Fighters in the actual game, so I feel like they're gonna do some more. And I'm gonna get to those later, you know, so So like yeah, I've said Lara Croft in terms of like a PlayStation icon. Maybe she's not like that associated with PlayStation, but she started on it, and nowadays she's like a gaming icon in general. So that's why I really feel like she should be in Smash. Then I've got Sora from the Kingdom Hearts series, and yeah, I feel like he's one of the like very iconic, like very pretty much like a gaming icon. I'm not like, it's more that he like really fits Smash, you know, like in terms of how he looks and plays. It really fits the type of game Smash is. But I don't know, considering Cloud is already in the game, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, I'm predicting him. Like I feel like it could happen. Like yeah, he just really belongs and he fits. And I could see like the Kingdom Hearts trilogy coming to the Switch. Like that wouldn't be that would kind of make sense, and that wouldn't be like weird. Then I've got Heihachi from the Tekken series. Yeah, I feel like because we got Ken and Ryu now, and Terry Bogard coming up. I think like the most like iconic fighting series are definitely Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, and then Tekken. So I mean, you could argue that like Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat could make it over him, but I think Tekken represents like more of like the newer style fighting games, and I think it would kind of make sense that he would be chosen. Yeah, and he also like kind of represents the Soul Calibur games because those are from the same developer, of course, and it's like a kind of a big deal if Heihachi came in. So yeah, I think that it's kind of likely, even though I don't hear people talking about it. But I'm trying to like I was really like on purpose like thinking about characters that weren't really talked about, so that I mean, some people were like predicting Joker from Persona, even though not many people were talking about it actually, and it was kind of cool to see some people predicting that, right? So it's just more fun to like have unique picks, even though I have some fan requested picks, because they, in my opinion, sometimes feel likely. So because like Microsoft has been working with Nintendo, they're releasing like their somewhat exclusive games like Super Lucky Steel and Cuphead to the Switch. Yeah, and of course they really wanted Banjo and Kazooie in Smash, and it happened. And I feel like because Microsoft is so open to working with them, it would be really cool to also have Master Chief and Steve from Minecraft in it. And at first, I heard a lot of people talking about Steve, of course. I don't play Minecraft, so he just seems kind of weird and random. But at the same time, I think you can do a lot with his moveset. The ideas are endless, you could like be really creative with him. And there's a lot of stuff you can take from Minecraft and implement it in his moveset. And I think that's actually really fitting for Smash. So I actually kind of want it to happen. And I think it could actually happen. Like I'm predicting him for sure. And I think it's more likely than Master Chief, because like I don't really know what you can do with this moveset. But at the same time, he's probably the most iconic Microsoft character. So yeah, definitely predicting Master Chief as well, but maybe less likely than Steve. Then I've got some other third-party characters. I feel like Rayman from the Rayman series from Ubisoft is really likely. Like that could definitely happen. Like, with the Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle game, I guess like a rabbit is more likely, but I feel like Rayman represents the Raving Rabbit series. And Rayman is like one of the other few icons that is really missing. I feel like he's like really like a 90s icon. And I feel like he really deserves to be in Smash. And he will be so much fun to play with. And I think Ubisoft is definitely open to working with Nintendo for it. Then also maybe less likely than Rayman, but I feel like if you're looking at like modern gaming icons, there aren't that many that seem like really iconic right now. Well, I guess maybe like Master Chief, who I mentioned earlier. I guess he's kind of modern. But I feel like Tracer from Overwatch definitely has a shot. As far as I know, Overwatch is like the only, or at least one of the few games that Blizzard has released on consoles, and I feel like that makes it like more accessible to be in Smash. Because like, I don't know, PC characters don't really come in Smash. Maybe that, I don't know, there aren't any rules or anything, of course, but I feel like Tracer's pretty iconic. Like, even people who don't play Overwatch, they see her on the box, of course, and stuff, and they know. Most people know who she is. Like, she's pretty iconic, but definitely kind of a wishlist kind of character, because I really like Tracer a lot, and I feel like she definitely fits in Smash. Like, you could do like a lot of fun things with her. blink ability and recall, and definitely would be a fun character to have in Smash. So yeah, then I've got like a bunch of Echo Fighters. I hear like pretty much no one talk about this one, but I picked Black Shadow from the F-Zero series, and yeah, it's kind of biased because I'm a huge fan of the F-Zero series, but I feel like he definitely has a shot for like an Echo Fighter. I mean, Echo Fighters compared to regular new fighters, they take a lot less time. They're much easier to make, and I've kind of looked into it, and from the first 12 characters from the original Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64 roster, Captain Falcon is the only one that doesn't have another character from his series in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And yeah, I kind of feel like that's not really fair. Like, Fox has like Falco and now Wolf, and Link has Zelda and Young Link and Ganondorf, of course. And Mario has Luigi, Peach, Bowser. Donkey Kong has Diddy Kong. Ness has Lucas, Jigglypuff, and Pikachu, Mewtwo. You know, Samus has Dark Samus now, and Ridley. So yeah, I mean, if Samus can have Dark Samus and Ridley, like it seems really fair to have like to give Captain Falcon like an Echo Fighter. And the most ideal thing would be because Captain Falcon's moveset isn't really based on anything from his games. Like, nowhere in his games does he do like a Falcon Punch and stuff. That's all like that's all like made from scratch in Smash, and it fits. Like, he's a goofy. He's just a fun character, and he's athletic and stuff. So that's cool. But I feel like his moveset would work for pretty much any F-Zero character. So it would be really cool. But I feel like they should have had that from the start. You know, they can't do that now as like an update. But it would have been really cool if like you had like skins for him, like Olimar has Elf, and more so that how Bowser Jr. has like all the Koopalings. They have the same moveset, but they have different names and stuff, you know. They're different characters, but they have the same moveset. And I feel like F-Zero would have benefited from that a lot. Like, Captain Falcon could have had like Black Shadow, Blood Falcon, Samurai Goro, Pico, maybe Jodie Summer. All of those characters could have had like the same moveset that Captain Falcon has, and they could have been like character skins, you know. But you know, that didn't happen, so, and might not ever happen, and that's okay. But I feel like yeah, Black Shadow for like an Echo Fighter, it would be perfect. He could play like how Ganondorf used to play in Melee, you know, like slower but stronger, and have like a lot of dark purpley or blackish maybe fire instead of like actual flames, like instead of that like black darkish kind of flames, you know. It could definitely use that, and that would be really fun. Like, it would just fit Black Shadow like a lot, and it shouldn't have to be like a lot of work to make him, because he pretty much has to play like Ganondorf from Melee. So yeah, that would be really cool. I really think, yeah, even though he's not requested, I really do feel like it's perfect. So then I also have Funky Kong from the Donkey Kong series. I feel like he's pretty easy as well to be like an Echo Fighter for Donkey Kong, and he's really popular now. Like, they've got like the funky mode in Tropical Freeze, of course. I feel like a lot of people like Funky Kong now, and he's like one of the obvious picks for an Echo Fighter. I think he could have like a surfing recovery attack instead of like the one that Donkey Kong has, and maybe a couple of more like attacks with his surfing board, and that's pretty much all you have to do. Like, besides that, he could play pretty much similar to Donkey Kong himself. Then I also have from the same series Dixie Kong. Like it feels kind of weird that Dixie Kong isn't in the game already. King K. Rool is like a lot cooler for a choice, and I'm definitely happy that they chose him over Dixie Kong. But at the same time, Dixie Kong, a lot of people like Dixie more than Diddy Kong, I think, and she could play like pretty similar to Diddy Kong, with like a couple of things like changed around. Like instead of like the barrel cannons, she has like she like uses her hair to like fly up, of course, and stuff like that. But besides that, she could play pretty similar to Diddy Kong, and yeah, I think she's like a good choice for an Echo Fighter. Then I have Pyra or Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think they're pretty much the same character. I haven't played the Xenoblade games, but that's what I get from it. Like they're the same character, just like different appearances or different like versions of themselves. But yeah, I think like either one, they could introduce it as like Pyra, but then have like a costume that looks like Mithra, and the name Mithra comes there, like Olimar and Elf. So I think that's a good one. They could just pretty much be like they could be like an Echo Fighter for Shulk. I mean, I haven't played the games, but they seem like they could attack pretty similar. I mean, maybe it would be more worth it if they were their own character, but I mean, they could do that as well. Like, I think they're popular enough to which point they could do that. At the same time, I kind of felt like it was a little weird that Shulk was an Ultimate, considering like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was coming out. Like, Shulk isn't really that relevant anymore. But at the same time, the remake just got announced. So that could basically mean that maybe Mithra or Pyra aren't necessarily as necessary anymore as before to be included, but I feel like they're still relevant. I feel like a lot of people played Xenoblade 2. Okay, and then I have some more like Nintendo characters that probably are less fit to be Echo Fighters, but maybe they could be, but I don't think so. So I've Impa, and I've heard some people say that she could be like an Echo Fighter for Sheik, but I don't think so. She has like big swords and stuff, and if you've played Hyrule Warriors, you see that the way she looks and feels is actually a lot different than Sheik, and maybe they could make her an Echo Fighter, but then have her have some sword attacks as well. But I feel like making her like a new character would fit more, and I feel like the Zelda series, it would be cool to have like more representation from them. Like, of course, they got Young Link back, but they haven't had like a new character since Brawl, right? Like, I can't remember any newcomers from Smash for Wii U and 3DS from the Zelda series. Maybe I'm blanking on something, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they haven't had any new newcomers since Brawl, which was Toon Link at the time. So yeah, definitely Impa would be an awesome pick. At the same time, maybe it's a better choice to do like a champion of Breath of the Wild. But it's kind of hard to choose one of the four. Like, I feel like all four of them are like equally popular, and I feel like what you're gonna do with like their moveset is a lot more difficult than maybe Impa. But it definitely could happen. I'm going for Impa, but I wouldn't be surprised if they included like a champion. My favorite champion is Mifa. I think she's like the most interesting character out of the four. But I don't really think she would work well in Smash. Maybe like Daruk, because he like has those like big swords. And maybe he could actually play pretty similar to Ganondorf. I guess that kind of works. But yeah, also maybe Urbosa would be like the best pick, but I don't really know what you could do with her moveset. I mean, that's for the developers to figure out, of course, but yeah, ultimately I'm gonna go with Impa. And then for my final pick, I have Bandana D. So yeah, like Bandana D is like really requested, and I feel like because so many people talk about him or her, I don't really know. Yeah, it could definitely happen. And I feel like the four most popular and most iconic Kirby characters are definitely Kirby, King Dedede, Meta Knight, and then Bandana D. He's like the most iconic enemy of Kirby, and I feel like because Piranha Plant is in Smash from the Mario series, it definitely would not be weird to have Bandana D in the game, and it would make a lot of sense, and it would be really fun. I think you can have like a lot of cool moveset ideas for Bandana D. So then we go to like the characters that are like really talked about from people that I didn't even mention, and that's like Geno from the Super Mario RPG game. I don't think that really makes sense. Like, I know there were rumors that or maybe actually like Sakurai really said it, like he wanted him to be in Brawl, I think, but I don't know. Super Mario RPG is a long time ago, and Square Enix is like a tough company to work with, and I think if you're gonna work with them, then it might as well be Sora or Lara Croft. That's how I feel. So I don't think Geno is gonna happen. I don't think it makes as much sense as Sora or Lara Croft. Lara Croft is more like a Crystal Dynamics character, I think, but they're the series is owned by Square Enix, so I guess you still need like the people from Square Enix to have permission and work with and stuff. So then you have Waluigi, and I think it could happen because of all the fan requests, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. But at the same time, I don't feel like that's a weird thing to say, but Waluigi is like a character that has like a lot of bad luck. Like everything goes wrong for him, and it feels bad. It feels like perfect for him to only be an assist trophy and be left out. That's kind of the Waluigi thing to happen, and it kind of ruins it if he would be in Smash. But at the same time, he would be so perfect for Smash. Like his moveset would be so unique and so goofy. You could pretty much think of anything. Like the weird things they came up with for Captain Falcon that make no sense because it's not based on anything. You could do that for Waluigi pretty much. But at the same time, Waluigi has so much more to build off of. Like he has like a lot of weird moves from his games and taunts and stuff, and it would actually be I would kind of be happy with it, honestly, but it feels weird to if it actually happens. I feel like if you're gonna go with something from Mario, then it would also be kind of fun to have like Birdo or like a Koopa Troopa, or even more fun, Paper Mario. So I don't think Waluigi is necessarily gonna happen and really necessary, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Then also a lot of people pick Shadow as an Echo Fighter, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like the Sonic games haven't been doing well, and Shadow is definitely not nearly the icon that Sonic is. It's really not necessary in my opinion, and I think also it would be like a lot more fun to have Knuckles or Tails in the game. So why Shadow? You know, just because it's easy? Like then he should have been like a custom swap from the beginning. But you know, if you're gonna go for an Echo Fighter, then I think Tails or Knuckles is a better choice. Like it's still not that much work. They could still play pretty similarly to Sonic. So yeah, I don't think any Sonic character gets in, but I mean, wouldn't be surprised if it happened. So yeah, to sum up, my predictions are Crash Bandicoot, Lara Croft, Sora, Heihachi, Master Chief, Steve, Rayman, Tracer, Impa, and Bandana D. And then for the Echo Fighters, I had Black Shadow, Funky Kong, Dixie Kong, and then Pyra or Mithra. And just to clarify, I think they're gonna do 6 more characters, like 1 for this season pass thing, and then 5 more, and then maybe 5 Echo Fighters. Even though I only came up with 4 Echo Fighters, but I guess you could like put Impa or Bandana D somewhere in there. Like either of them could be like an Echo Fighter. And it's also like I tried to come up with like Nintendo characters and Echo Fighters, but I feel like they've done everything they could do. You know, the most of the like fun characters that are left are like third-party characters, so that was kind of tough. And you know, it they don't make that many Echo Fighters, so it also kind of feels like they won't do as many Echo Fighters, maybe only 3 or 2, and the rest is maybe even more like regular fighters. Maybe they're gonna do like 10 more fighters in total, and then like only 2 like Echo Fighters. So you never know. I just like felt like I picked like the characters that I feel like make the most sense for me, and yeah. So I'm really looking forward to playing all the characters and watching them come out and then be announced. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I might do a reaction, like a discussion video, talking about how I thought the latest direct was in general, but it's been a while since that direct, so not sure. But yeah,